Another problem we had at this point here, I believe the Luminite main building is right here, and that started to collapse. And Luminite was a sprinkler building, and the sprinkler system was charged. So on a sprinkler system, I don't know if you've all seen inside a building, a sprinkler pipe is a 4-inch pipe. It's a pretty significant pipe. The building collapses, that pipe breaks. That's just spewing water into that building, and it's taking water away from us because it's using pressure that we would have used somewhere else. So that was another thing that hindered our water when that building collapsed. Another picture looking at it from that end. You can see it's getting dark. Building's down. We're concentrating on Salamanca lumber. A couple of the other things that we did throughout the fire. We had guys up on the roof of the Save-A-Lot, the Dudley. We actually had to call in additional departments and the state forest rangers to put out small forest fires up on the North Mountain up here. The forest rangers said that if it would have happened a month earlier, as dry as it was, we probably would have lost a lot of that hillside because there was so much heat, so many hot embers going up there that it was. I think they came up with a number, and I think it was out of all the spots added together, I think it burned like 3 acres. No real damage. That's how much it burned. So here's a guy. Actually, I think he took a hose line up onto the top of the Save-A-Lot roof. This is a picture of the wall of the building where that tube comes in. That's the round tube where we put that water curtain in. But one of the things you can see about it is it's a wall. You can see where all the wood, the heavy timber construction, these were the wooden beams went in to the cement in different areas. And there's all kinds of over here on this side. Not a great picture to see it, but that's what's left. If there was metal, if these would have been metal beams, you'd still see the metal there. But being it's heavy timber construction, all the wood's gone, the wall's still left standing. That's looking, this was burned out, but we were just looking at the other side of this wall right here. Yeah? All the flags moving. A little bit about, this is one of the incident command posts we had set up on the water supply end. How the whole incident command system works is we got there, set up initial incident command. We divided it into sectors. When the department comes in, if the Allegheny Fire Department comes in, they operate under their officer. So one of the water supply guys say, hey, I want you to do this. He takes his guys, he does this. As the departments come in, that's how the whole thing works. And the incident command system is a national thing now. We're set up we're actually trained to follow the federal thing. Ever since 9/11, they realized that everybody in the country has to work off a similar incident command system. And so they put a lot of effort into it, and that's one of the pictures we got of some guys there. We're very, very fortunate in Salamanca to have the VPU right here. Whenever we have a call where we have to get the power turned off, they're right there. This was real early in the fire. Dave James is right there, and the guys had the power off well into the fire. And if you looked at, I don't know if I have it on some of the other pictures, they had the power to Rochester Street shut off at both ends, but Save-A-Lot still had power. So they did a very good job at isolating and moving stuff around during the fire. Very, very impressive. The police officer there, the nation marshals, everybody, I mean, the crowds, some people told me that you could hardly get in the Save-A-Lot parking lot. There were so many people in there. You couldn't drive down this East State Street or different streets. Police all did a fabulous job. Looking at it the next day from the air, you can see just how close we were. This is the main building. This is Luminite. And actually, Luminite, we pretty much have written off the building, but actually they saved a lot of stuff out of there. Because basically the roof burned off of it and everything collapsed in on it. When they dug it out, a lot of the stuff was still good. So they actually saved a fair amount of stuff out of there, which was really good. You can see that tube going across the road there. This was the old Fancher plant. You can see how close we were to the cones there. The probably would have been able to put the fire out because it wouldn't have been working against it on the end of the building. We wouldn't have saved the building by any means, but we probably would have slowed it down and eventually stopped.
Did any of the cones, did any of that get damaged?
A little bit. The back of the building, all the paint was blistered. I think that there was, and they might have lost, I can't remember what they figured they'd lost. It was insignificant.
Oh.
I don't know if everyone remembers that night. In the middle of about 11 o'clock that night, we actually we had a severe thunderstorm move through. So aerial devices and thunderstorms don't get along. That guy isn't going to want to be up on that ladder when it's thunderstorming. And a lot of them have wind restrictions too. So if the wind's blowing, it's to a certain speed, they have to bring them down. They're unsafe. This was sent to us by the National Weather Service, and you can see the storm coming through. We actually shut operations down, I believe, sometime around 10:30, quarter to 11, and we were shut down for about 45 minutes. At that point, the fire was basically into the basement, contained. We did restart operations up just because we had everything set up there, and we wanted to get as much water on it as we could while everybody was still there. Or else we'd have been there another couple more days than what we were. So we fired back up, we ran until around 12:31, then we started breaking people away. But as you watch this, I notice on that right here, you see a little blip right here. So on the weather radar, our fire started showing up, and you can tell it's our fire because everything else is moving except for that spot right there. The next one is even cooler, I guess, and I might be getting it wrong on how it's a thermal satellite image. And what these satellites do is they watch the world for thermal things happening, volcano eruptions, different things like that. And the National Weather Service said you tripped our thermal satellite, which would be similar to, a lot of the guys say volcano, but I don't know if it's that. But and I don't think they'd ever had a fire trip their thermal radar. And then you can see this is the thermal signature. Salamanca is right about in this area here. And you start to see right there, right in that area. Starts popping up, gets hotter, hotter, and hotter. And then it kicks red, and that's where it tripped their thermal reading from the National Weather Service. And they actually call us and send us this stuff.